Welcome back to Royalfamilyone, the home of truth, receipts, positivity and real royal family storytelling. The place where we uplift Prince Harry, Duchess Meghan, Prince William, Princess Kate, and let the haters expose themselves through their own bitterness. Today, we're breaking down a story that the tabloids are foaming over, because Prince Harry dared to do what he does best. Be charismatic, confident, funny, authentic, and completely unstoppable. So, while the British tabloids were trying to create drama, Harry walked onto The Late Show with Stephen Colbert and absolutely lit up the room. He walked out with the kind of applause royalties in London haven't heard in years. A standing ovation from an American audience that actually likes him, respects him, and connects with him for who he truly is. That alone already triggered the usual suspects across the UK media ecosystem. But the funniest part? The show aired at the exact same time King Charles and Prince William were hosting a state banquet. Two worlds, two energies, two realities, and only one of them had a crowd screaming with joy. And what happened next sent the tabloids into a meltdown they still haven't recovered from. Harry took part in a hilarious Hallmark movie-inspired sketch, the kind of light-hearted, harmless fun late-night TV always does. And instantly, the anti-Harry establishment lost its mind. Suddenly he was embarrassing, needy, humiliating, desperate, all because he did a comedy sketch, something literally every celebrity in America does when promoting anything. But here's where the truth comes in. Americans loved it. Social media loved it. The audience loved it. Colbert loved it. Meghan even posted it. The only people complaining are the ones who need Harry to look miserable so they can sell papers. And once again, they failed. Harry made a joke about America electing a king in reference to Donald Trump. And of course the audience booed Trump, not Harry. Yet the British media twisted it into Prince Harry booed in America. Meanwhile, the same clip shows the exact same audience giving Harry a standing ovation 30 seconds earlier. It doesn't get more embarrassing. And then came the predictable so-called experts, the people who have built an entire career sitting on talk shows, clutching pearls, and pretending their personal opinions are national emergencies. Suddenly, Harry's little comedy sketch had horrified King Charles and Prince William. Apparently, according to these experts, Harry is now meddling in US politics, humiliating the monarchy, destroying protocol, and should therefore be stripped of his titles. All of this because he made a joke about Trump, a man who has been joked about more than any president in modern history. These same experts claim Harry has lost his identity, that he's desperate, that he wants fame, that he's chasing celebrity because he went on a TV show and made people laugh. Meanwhile, in the real world, Harry has done more charity, more mental health advocacy, more humanitarian work, and more social impact than any of these people have done in their entire lives combined. Harry is a man who rebuilt himself from the ground up, a man who chose therapy, chose healing, chose love, chose freedom, chose Meghan, a man who protects his wife and children instead of sacrificing them for tabloid goodwill, a man who survived being hunted by the press and walked away from a system that wanted him broken and obedient. That's not desperation. That's evolution. That's strength. That's growth. That's what royalty actually looks like. And speaking of strength, let's talk about Meghan for a moment, because the same trolls who attack Harry always somehow drag her into it. She posted a clip teasing Harry's appearance, fun, playful, adorable, And suddenly tabloids began screaming, "She's promoting humiliation. She's exploiting Harry. She wants fame." No, what Meghan wants is exactly what she has: a loving husband, beautiful children, financial independence, a thriving media career, and peace. Everything her critics don't have. And just when the British press was gearing up for another smear cycle, Princess Kate stepped out for the state banquet in one of her most elegant looks in years. A stunning Jenny Packham gown and a rarely seen tiara not worn in ages. Kate looked regal, calm, graceful, exactly the kind of future queen energy she's always had. And here's the truth the tabloids will never print. Kate and Harry are not at war. William and Meghan are not at war. The press is at war with all of them because drama sells. Look at the footage from the banquet. William looked focused, present, carrying himself like the future king he is. Kate was glowing, confident, comfortable. Charles, while clearly tired, was doing his duty. Meanwhile, in America, Harry was connecting with audiences in a way no British royal could ever replicate. And Meghan was celebrating her Netflix success with her Christmas special. In other words, all four of them are thriving in their own lanes. It's the media that's miserable. Harry isn't confused. Harry isn't lost. Harry isn't desperate. The people claiming that are projecting their own identity crisis onto him. Harry is finally living the life he always wanted. A life where he isn't controlled, isn't silenced, isn't used as a distraction, and isn't forced to play the spare for the institution. And Meghan? She is winning so effortlessly that the envy is literally visible. Her special dropped on Netflix. Her brand is growing. Her reputation in America is glowing. Her influence is global. Kate's event even shifted its camera position to mimic Meghan's Netflix aesthetic. That's how powerful the impact is. As for William, he's more respected internationally than ever before. His Earthshot work gets worldwide praise. His statesmanship at the banquet was strong. His role is becoming more defined. And Kate stands beside him with the poise of a woman who knows exactly who she is and exactly where she's going. Let's also be clear about this. A royal expert claiming Charles and William were horrified means nothing. They said the same thing when Harry went on Oprah. When Meghan launched Archetypes, when Harry did Spare, when Meghan did The Tig, when Harry did Better Up, when Meghan cooked with Grenfell survivors, when Harry opened the Invictus Games, when Meghan spoke at a women's conference, when Harry travelled for charity, when Meghan launched a foundation project. They say it every time. Why? Because negativity sells. Because Harry being happy doesn't fit their storyline. Because Meghan succeeding threatens their narrative. Because William and Kate being stable and classy doesn't create chaos. Because the four of them, in different countries, are still the most talked about people in royal history. Now let's address the big lie. Harry is meddling in US politics. No, he isn't. He told a joke written by comedy writers, a joke delivered in a comedy sketch, on a comedy show. Meanwhile, actual meddling in politics is writing letters to ministers, lobbying behind the scenes, using charity events to push personal agendas, influencing press coverage during elections, leaking stories to shape public opinion. Harry has never done any of that. The real truth: Harry is beloved in America. Harry is entertaining. Harry has star power. Harry is free. And that freedom triggers people who are trapped in bitterness and jealousy. This whole controversy proves one thing. Harry is still the most influential royal of his generation, even after leaving the institution. The more they try to shame him, the more popular he becomes. The more they mock Meghan, the bigger her platform grows. The more they try to divide Harry, Meghan, William and Kate, the more obvious it becomes that the media relies on fake conflict because they can't compete with real success. The real story today is not that Harry made jokes. It's that the world's biggest media system still can't handle that he walked away and won. So to the tabloids and royal experts melting down, you don't get to define Harry. You don't get to define Meghan. You don't get to define William. You don't get to define Kate. And you definitely don't get to define the future of the monarchy. Only the four of them do. And they're all doing just fine. And before we wrap up, if you love the real truth about the royal family, if you're tired of toxic tabloids, if you want uplifting, balanced, respectful coverage of Harry, Meghan, William and Kate, make sure you tap that subscribe button, hit like, leave a comment, and if you want to support this channel and help us continue bringing real storytelling, hit the super thanks button. Your support keeps Royalfamilyone growing. Your support keeps the truth alive. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And thank you for standing with the royals who actually bring light into the world.